Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. So, the last couple of days, I've been getting asked, when you guys going to have Traversal and when you guys going to have Traversal on. Today's that day. So we have traverselabs. We have Kareem. He's awesome. We were just talking to him. It should be a really fun episode. And we're really going to dig deep into what they do and everything, and kind of get into Kareem's background. And should be a really good show. And you guys asked for it, so let's get it started. Let's bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
All right, man. We got him. We got Traverse, man. It's huge. These guys just came in out of nowhere, right? And they had a fair mint, which was amazing. And then it went pretty moonish.
Yeah, no, it did. This is one of the projects that surprisingly wasn't really on our radar. It was actually on one of our community members' radar. Shout out Rocket Dog.
Rocket.
But once we found out about it, I dug into the website a little bit, realized they're a security solution. Still kind of like, that there isn't really solutions for that over here in terms of like a place to put your assets, right? So just thought that was interesting. And then reached out to them, and they connected me with Kareem, which is a co-founder of the project. And it was really good communication. There wasn't like them trying to dodge us or like trying to, worried about anything. So it was really smooth, and got in connect with Kareem and got him on the show today.
Oh, yeah, man. That's awesome. So let's get this thing started. Without further ado, let's bring in Kareem. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, doing great. Thanks so much for having me, guys. It's just a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Hey, man, so I guess we'll get right into it. On this show, we love talking about projects. We're going to dig deep into traverselabs, but if you can kind of give us your background, maybe before crypto, and kind of lead us up to crypto.
Yeah, sure. So I've personally been coding ever since I was a kid, and like ever since 2019, I really like delved into crypto. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, but I didn't really start building for crypto until around 2021. 2020. That's when the first NFT craze happened. So just got started degenning, minting a few things, just getting accustomed to how things work on a blockchain level. And soon after that, I actually started building like bots and getting more into smart contracts on Ethereum. And we actually built like an NFT trading bot, I think in 2020. And over like 2 years, we did like 44x our investment. So that was
Wow.
a good time to be in the market. But that's really the time that we found the problems in crypto, especially like all the hacks that happen in the space. Like a lot of things on the listings, the trades that we detected throughout the process were like mostly from compromised accounts. So we thought, okay, this is a problem that needs to be solved, and it's not an easy problem to solve.
For sure. So 44x, was that like using your trading bot?
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't like completely automated. It would
Yeah.
kind of like it would look through a bunch of listings on like OpenSea and X2Y2, and it would like run through a bunch of filters, and it would broadcast that listing to us pretty much.
Gotcha. That's awesome. I love like whenever someone can build a bot that can also benefit like their community as well, right? So that's awesome. It's not just about like you trying to gain ahead, but if you build it for your community and they can also benefit, that's awesome. So you got into you're talking about like you've always been into coding. So when did you start that? You said pretty young age. We're talking about like 10, 12?
Yeah, actually, I think it was around 12 when I started learning Java. Just I think it was in the Minecraft days. Like was playing Minecraft, and you had all these Minecraft servers. So I was like, okay, like and they were running on plugins that day. So like you would need to make your own plugins to customize it, like add some cool stuff to the game. I was
Awesome.
like, okay, this is something that would be cool to learn.
Yeah, that's an awesome way of learning, right? Just through like a game, and then it teaches you a skill set. That's awesome.
So were you messing with DeFi Summer at all? Because you got in 2020, so that was like the height of DeFi Summer. Did you get into that type of stuff? And that next question would be: do you see any similarities from DeFi Summer to what we see in Ordinals today?
So I didn't really get into DeFi, like especially like LP.
Yeah.
But definitely see a big comparison, especially like how tokens start developing. Like you see, okay, now like you have the launch of tokens and everyone's minting it, like no one knows what's going on. A lot of hype going around it, and then like you start seeing the real players in the space coming out with like real utility. So I think in that sense, I can see I can see similarity. Like, are you guys into do you guys get into DeFi or in ETH as well?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much where like, well, I can't speak for Shizzy completely. I know his background, but for
Yeah.
me it was got into Ethereum first, which eventually led me down like multiple different EVM chains, of course, and all that stuff. So, and
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's
do you
your
find
story, right?
yourself like coming back to ETH? Like I see a lot of people going down the EVM chain, and like a lot of people
Yep.
end up coming back to ETH. Like, what was your process like?
Yeah. I started in Bitcoin. I was a Bitcoin maxi in the very beginning. I only bought
Yeah.
Bitcoin, and then I discovered Ethereum. Started paying insane gas fees, and then
Yeah.
I found Phantom, and I had a lot of fun over there. I got in Phantom at like 75 cents, and had really fun up to $3, and then rode it all the way back down to about 25 cents. So that was that was the good old days, I guess. But yeah.
That's a common story amongst a lot of
Yeah.
people that was their first cycle, right? So
Yep.
yeah, same thing with me. I came into Bitcoin in 2013, but then like got bored until like DeFi summer, and then Ethereum, and then Kronos, and then back. But like once I saw what was happening here and it actually clicked in my brain, I was like, I'm going back, man, because first of all, it's just the opportunity over here, in my opinion, was just, if you've been through like the gauntlet of
Yeah.
crypto and DeFi, you were just like, okay, I can settle down over here and chill for a bit and learn about it and be a part of something innovative and stuff. So,
Right. And it's interesting, like normally when you want to trade on other chains, like you would go down to like smaller market cap chains. This is the first time I actually have the opportunity to move up.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, very, very true. I got a question for you in terms of like just, I think it's really cool that you found a passion for coding through Minecraft and JavaScript, right? So, that's kind of where you developed your skill set. But when you got into crypto, like, and from a lot of my developer friends, the traditional developer friends, they were just like, crypto, no, I don't want to mess with smart contracts. I don't want to mess with Solidity. I don't even know that stuff. It's trash. I know JavaScript. I know all these other like C++, Python, all these like traditional languages, but they didn't want to go into the smart contract stuff. But now with Ordinals, you kind of have an opportunity to build something with like your traditional JavaScript and stuff. If do you feel that way when you're over here?
Honestly, I'm not too sure because like once we moved up, like once I learned the skill set of like how smart contracts work, it wasn't a big of an issue because it's just the nature of how they work is that they're very simplified. They're meant to be simple as to reduce like the number of issues that can be in the code. So I feel like they're pretty simple enough. I'm sure like there's a lot to be gained there. But they're pretty similar in other ways.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so my question, so Ordinals came on the scene January, February. What was that time for you, and when did you get over here, and like what was your first experience with Ordinals?
Oh, actually, that's a good one. I first got started in Bitcoin booze like all the way back in
Shout
We
out
had them on the show.
Batoshi.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys talk to Batushi? He's
Yeah.
a great guy.
Yeah. We had him on the show.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty much when I got started. I got in February and just bought Bitcoin booze, like just mess with the space. I've like held since then. And I got more active again once bitmaps came out. That was like a big turning point as well, because we had someone in Bitcoin Booze actually mention it all the way back, like before the first like 1,000 bitmaps were inscribed. So that was a good time. Like I actually made a tool for it as well. That did like went pretty popular actually. That's the bitmap finder tool. If you guys ever used it, It just basically made it like just a quick tool that allow people to find like uninscribed bitmaps. Yeah, that kind of got me back in the space. Like that's the first thing I kind of developed for Bitcoin.
Did you inscribe any good ones?
Oh yeah, that's
That's
good
awesome.
point to get. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so
I just noticed the bitmap you have on the bottom right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
that's kind of like when we first got over here, everyone kept posting that's orange square, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, it was cool because the kind of the square kind of melted away, and behind it was the bitmap.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was a funny story. Like it took me a long while to figure out that the orange square was actually a bitmap. I just thought it was like it was came after bitmaps, or sorry, before bitmaps.
Yeah. All right, so you're over here. You're buying Bitcoin booze. You have Traverse, and you guys are already on Ethereum. What made you come over here and like kind of give us like the backstory of Traverse?
Okay. So we were conceptualizing the product and trying to come up with a solution for almost 10 months now. And we've pretty much nailed or what we think is like the perfect balance of like what the security solution should have. And we launched recently in October. Like late October was when we launched our Ethereum product. And soon after I was like really thinking like how can we streamline the process, like reduce trust further between us and our users. And first thing that came to mind is actually using inscriptions as UIs. So like how when you're on a website, you're providing some sensitive information, like you're not sure how the information is processed. So if you use like an open source UI on Bitcoin that's inscription, you can see directly how that code is manipulated. So that kind of sparked something in like how we can actually use Bitcoin tech for solving these trust issues.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, we still haven't deployed. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, first, I love how this interview is going. I feel like this is like really like, we're learning a lot about your experience, being over on the East side and then, trying to bring a solution over here. Cause I think that's the most important thing, right? Is right now the ordinal space, BRC/BRC20 space is still like, the infrastructure is still growing out. So it's hard to really just slap utility to things over here. But what you guys did and other projects are starting to kind of do is that, hey, look, we can build stuff. We've built this security solution over on Ethereum right now. What we want to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when I saw your website and saw some of the Traverse Twitter account, you guys are building a security solutions for the Bitcoin space as well, right?
Right. Yeah, that actually was not initially the plan. First we wanted to utilize inscription tech and then later on see what's possible with Bitcoin, but it seems like we've got an overwhelming support to actually build a security solution for Bitcoin before we build any other tech. So just the overwhelming level of support just pushed us to actually focus on this. This is what we need to focus on. We need a security solution on Bitcoin now because I think like right now we have multi-sigs on Bitcoin, but you don't have any more advanced solutions right now. So that's kind of how it all happened.
Yeah. And it's almost kind of like multi-sig was good enough because we're not dealing with the smart contracts over here that you can have stuff snuck into the smart contracts and stuff. But as you've seen as of late, there are websites that you can connect to that are draining wallets and stuff like that, right? So having security solutions over here, I think, is just going to continually be a pain point that projects like yourselves can help solve.
And yeah, it's unfortunate, but the hackers and the fishers always go where the volume is. So
yeah. So how does Traverse work? Like, can you give us a breakdown of it? Like, what is it and how does it work?
Okay. So basically, the way we set up MFA on chain is using effectively what's multi-sig at a very fundamental level. So first, you have the wallet that's creating the vault, and then you have the other key that's managed by us that helps secure your vault. So once you pass the MFA verification with us, then we help we go ahead and approve the transaction. And yeah, that's for the MFA part, like just keeping it simple. That's how it works, the fundamental level. And then we also have, yeah. And we also have the vault recovery, right there on the right. So the way we do that is we use a system of security questions. So you have a bunch of security questions that you need to fill out, and it's sort of like an alternative for like a seed phrase, right? Seed phrase, just 8 to 12 random words. And you never have a shot of recovering them if you ever lose them. You can't recall them. There's no guide to remembering what they might be. But what we went ahead and used is like we set up a set of security questions that help like tie into more of your personal identity. And those answers would go ahead and they would be hashed and they would be stored on chain in a way that's irreversible and that's not even stored by us. So it's completely decentralized and it offers you a method to recover your vaults. It's hopefully more user friendly.
Gotcha. And then this approval manager, Shizzy and I was looking at this before the call, is more of kind of like what Etherscan or those other services offer to, where you can jump into your wallet and see like who you've given permissions to, and you can revoke, right?
Yeah, exactly. This feature is still in development, but it should give you like warnings when you try to, for example, withdraw something from your wallet and there are any like pending approvals for that asset on your wallet, just to further like give more off-chain analytics and off-chain
Gotcha.
security.
Could you talk about asset freezing? This one is the one that I was a little bit confused on. It seems like you basically are just kind of putting your assets. I don't know. Could you explain that?
Yeah. It's basically you depositing your assets on a vault. So we call it asset freezing because once it's in the vault, it's effectively frozen because you can't unfreeze it without verifying your MFA.
Gotcha. So 4 levels of security, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. The first 3 are more on-chain, and then you have the approval manager, which is off-chain. It's off-chain indexing. It just gives you warnings depending on the activity that's on your wallet.
I'm a little confused. Okay, so when I go to your site for the very first time, I basically have to create a wallet within your site, correct? Is that how this works? And then I get the words, but you guys don't see my words, right? You have to. So how does that work?
Yeah. So you can. Do you wanna try to do it, or should I just explain how
you can explain it because
it's a bit of a long process. Basically, we offer a pool of questions that you can choose from.
Okay.
And you can even write your own questions. So that we also have an option to customize your question. You can choose what you want the question to be, what the answers, like what the fields are. So just offer more flexibility. But once you choose your questions and you answer those questions, those answers are then hashed together in a way that's irrecoverable and irreversible. So once you have that done, you can push those onto the blockchain. And you can't. They're also salted, so you have a random number that's hashed in with them. And in order to recover your vault, you need to provide both. And once they're combined, they would result in a string or a random, like a hash that is not discoverable without knowing what the answers are. So we don't store what those questions are or the answers are, and that's pretty much how it works.
So there's no seed. The seed is basically the answers.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's
they're
nothing
effectively like a seed phrase, but in a more user-friendly way. That's the best way to describe it.
And there's no backend, right? There's no way you guys can see my answers.
No. We store the questions just so that we can display them to you if you ever try to recover your vault, and we can present them to you. But the answers are not stored anywhere with us.
And that is the only way to access that wallet when I need to use it, is answering those questions.
Oh, that's if you want to recover it. So just to clarify, that's if you lose access to your wallet. So let's say you have a MetaMask wallet, you create a vault using that wallet. If you then happen to lose access to that wallet, then you would use the security questions to recover access to it.
So I'm bringing my own wallet that I already use to traverse and linking them together.
Exactly. So that wallet would be the owner of that vault. And if you ever lose access to that owner wallet, then you can use the recovery questions to recover access. You don't need to verify your security questions every time you want to unfreeze assets. To unfreeze assets, you only need to verify your MFA.
So are you trying to do all this exactly like what you just explained for the Bitcoin wallets, or is that going to be a totally different approach? How you guys do that?
So it's still early to tell, but we know for sure that the on-chain MFA is possible through pretty similar approach that we have on Ethereum. Right now, we're still researching on what we can do with the scripting capabilities of Bitcoin to see how much else we can provide for the other features like recovery and other types of utility.
Gotcha. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So one thing also that really kind of piqued my interest when I was going over this was the crypto payments. So if I was, if I have a platform and I have a subscription for, you know, just our members, is that what this is for?
Yeah, exactly. So those would be the business vaults. Those are pretty much kind of like personal vaults, like the ones you would create to store your own crypto, but they're more tailored for personal vaults. This is something that's still further down the line. So this is going to be after the Bitcoin implementation.
Gotcha. So basically what you guys are trying to do is you've created personal solutions for another layer of security products, and but your future plan is to also have business solutions as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Awesome. Shizzy, did you have any other questions about the site?
The site, I'm pretty confident in what you guys I've forgotten in knowing what you guys are doing now. My question is, so let's just say, it's been 10 days now, or what, it's 7 days since you guys launched the token. Why did you guys launch the token, and like why fair mint, and what's the plans for it in the future?
Okay. So pretty much that's all the way back to the phase that we were purely thinking of using inscriptions for UIs. So it was a good bridge into Bitcoin and a first step into just migrating and using Bitcoin tech and ordinals for Traverse. And we thought just doing a fair mint would be a good first step to announcing our presence on Bitcoin and trying to see how we can best serve the Bitcoin market.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
Will there be a utility attached to it, the token specifically?
Yeah. So that's a good question. And well, basically, the utility is going to be depending on how flexible the scripting capabilities of Bitcoin are. So that's something we're still early in researching, but we should have a good white paper on what we can do with that very soon.
Gotcha.
So the fair mint happens. You guys obviously minted some yourselves, right?
We minted around 2% to just do giveaways, give back to the community. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then, so when you launched it, were you expecting it to get minted out that quickly, or was that a shock to you guys?
Oh, that was an absolute shock. Like seriously, it was an overwhelming response. So yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. So like now we're fully dedicated to making sure everything works on Bitcoin, and we really want to make sure we can provide value to everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, the utility is there for Ethereum. So we already have an established set of utility that can be that is going to be already established on Ethereum. So now we're seeing like how much of that utility that's on Ethereum we can actually migrate to Bitcoin.
Do you guys have a token already on Ethereum?
No, this was the
Okay.
first step.
Do you plan on having a bridge, like putting tokens on that side and potentially,
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Also, first thing that we are actually going to build a bridge for is to the Rune protocol, because there are a lot of people who are interested in bridging to Rune and having a Rune equivalent token, and then we'll figure out how we can build a bridge back to Ethereum as well.
Oh, okay.
So a bridge. So you're talking about whenever Casey releases runes?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So basically, having a bridge. This is going to be fun. Having a bridge of BRC20 that will travel from the Segwit to the op return, and basically you'll lock it, right? And then you get the rune version of that token. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for stuff like this because this is like that. That's why I love to be over here. It's new.
Yeah.
You know, Ethereum's already built out. There's some stuff that they upgrade over there and stuff, but
Yep.
it's different than over here. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who want to figure out like start bridge tokens off from BRC20 to Rune, especially if Sophon comes back online and starts destroying deployments.
Well,
man.
I don't even know if I want to mint anymore. I got front ran yesterday. Like it hurt, man, in my heart and in my wallet.
Oh.
Yeah, they're getting really good at front running right now. So
yeah.
I'm just buying off the open market. You know, I'm waiting for the front runners to dump, and then I'm just picking it up. But so my next question was about the team. Could you talk about how big your team is and what does each person do?
Yeah. So we're a team of 6 right now. I'm the co-founder and the main dev for the project. We also have 2 people responsible for marketing and creative vision. We have 1 person who's responsible for biz dev, and we actually recently hired someone who's more of a consultant for us, who's working in equity research. So he's kind of helping us with tokenomics, VCs, and figuring out the best routes for funding.
speaking of kind of the personal consultant type of situation, are there any other entities in the space that you guys have reached out to for possible collaboration or partnerships or anything like that?
So actually, I don't want to make the same mistake again, but I just want to say we're in discussions. We're talking with a bunch of people. I don't want to prematurely say anything.
Yeah,
but I think we're going
some
to
known. You can say some known people in the space,
Yeah.
right? There we go. That covers you.
Oh man, so you guys are talking about doing stuff on Runes. Do you have any potential that maybe on Tap? Have you heard of Tap and everything that Benny and those guys are doing?
Yeah, I've actually got a lot of recommendations to focus on Tap instead. We're just kind of seeing what the market wants, what the community prefers.
Yeah.
Because I know that Runes has both hype and some people who are worried about the protocol and the way it's going to work. I know there's some negative connotation there, but just figuring out what the best route is. What do you guys what are you guys seeing actually between like Tap and Runes?
I'm excited for Runes. I think Runes is going to be the next big thing. Especially now because people are already building with Pipe, which is basically going to run the same way as Runes. And I think Pipe is, I love what Benny's doing, and Benny's our guy. But I think Pipe is kind of like a test net for what Runes is. So when Casey drops Runes and implements it with Ordinal Theory, I'm not sure how he's going to do that, but that's the plan. You have Ordinal Theory and Runes, doing 2 different things, but potentially somehow combining the 2. I'm very excited for that, and I think Casey did a great job with Ordinals. I'm excited what he's going to do for Runes, and I think that's going to drop right as everything else gets boring. Everything else is so exciting right now, right? But there's only so many 4-letter tickers, so I'm hoping that when Runes is available, it's going to be. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah,
same here.
So I think I'm under the impression that there's going to be more than enough liquidity that flows into Bitcoin's ecosystems, right? Because like at the end of the day, there's going to be multiple meta protocols. Some of them are going to die off. Some of them are going to survive. I look at meta protocols kind of like the EVMs or like the other chains that try to mimic Ethereum, right? Because there's not a bunch of layer 2s. Layer 2s are coming over here, but meta protocols are what's hot right now. And so I do think there's going to be enough liquidity for Tap. I think there's going to be more than enough liquidity for Runes. And the person that's going to launch Runes just got named the #1 most influential person in 2023 by CoinDesk, right? So that behind it itself is going to make a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So
are you guys invested in both or plan to be invested in both?
Eventually, what are you talking about? Tap?
Yeah,
Runes you can't really be right now, right? Because there's not anything out there. But I can answer Shizzy for this. Answer Shizzy's answer for this one. Yes, we both are definitely going to be probably jumping into that. for the show and ourselves, I'm sure. But like, yeah, so all three for me.
Yeah, and like Tap was fun to us because we actually interviewed Benny back in June, and he kind of told us about Tap. And right when Tap dropped, we minted what I want to say about 70% of all the coins, right?
Yeah,
Like a little bit of each. So that was definitely fun.
yeah,
And then when Ordinal's wallet just opened up, be able to trade the Tap tokens. It's been fun trading them. It's been fun kind of putting them out there and be like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I can't believe I paid an subscription fee back in June, July, and they're going for thousands of dollars. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're still early. We're still early,
Yeah.
and so everything out that's out right now is going to do well.
100%. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So, do you have any other questions, Yago? You got understanding?
Well, I guess my last question is just kind of so what's the next step? I think you kind of answered this before, but like, is the very next step the focus on just the Bitcoin solution? Is that what it is, or?
Yeah, pretty much. We're purely focused on coming out with a Bitcoin solution right now. That's what the community wants. That's what everyone is looking for. So fully invested in making sure that we do that soon and do it right. And I think right now it's most important for us to figure out what's the right protocol to launch it on.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
What's like end game for you guys? Let's just say we're a year and a half down the line. Everything went really well for you guys. You're finally taking a vacation. What does Traverse look like that then? Like in your your wildest dreams?
I mean, in terms of product or in terms
Yeah, in
of
terms
where
of
would I go
product, like
vacationing?
No, product.
In terms of
Product.
like
Yeah.
you finally feel okay to step away. What does Traverse look like to you in like the grand scheme?
Honestly, just having a genuinely easy security solution for everybody. So
Okay.
you should be able to very easily both store tokens and not have to worry about it whatsoever. Like you should be able to import your private key in a new sketchy website and not have to be worried about what might happen to your tokens. Honestly, I think that's always been the end goal. Just make it as user friendly as possible and as foolproof as possible. And if we get to that point where we have enough users who are enjoying that level of security and it's working well, I think that's all we're hoping for.
So so basically, if everyone has a peace of mind and knows that their crypto is safe, that is what you guys are striving for.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Not having to worry about losing your ledger or your private key, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yep. All right, Kareem, man, it's been a great. This kind of part of the show. We kind of give you the stage to talk to our community. The next couple minutes is all you.
Yeah. I mean, I first want to say thank you to our community. They've been showing overwhelming level of support for the team, for the product. They've been giving us a lot of feedback, and honestly, the more feedback we can get, the better. So, just asking the community to just mess around with the website, mess out with the app. Let us know if you have any feedback whatsoever, and we're looking forward to just simplifying everything as much as possible.
Awesome.
If
where could they find you at? Did you have Discord, Telegram?
Oh yeah, we have it all. So our Twitter is traverse_io, and you should find a link to our website. All our socials are linked there as well.
Yeah, I'll have everything in the show notes for you guys as well. Kareem, it's been absolutely amazing. Once this is live for the Bitcoin stuff, we'd love to have you back on and do a full tutorial and give us a walkthrough. That'd be amazing.
For sure. Yeah, love that.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Kareem. Peace. Well, that was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed talking to him. He seems like an awesome person, and it was awesome that they're willing to show their face and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, I mean, you can just tell like when he was talking about he got into coding when he was young, that he's passionate about it, and with all the stuff that's been kind of going on lately, this is kind of a perfect project to come about in Bitcoin. We haven't seen like a ton of like security issues until like this last week, but hey,
this was bad though.
Yeah, it was bad, and it's like the most liquidity came through the whole time we've been here this last week, right? So
yeah.
So I'm excited to see what their Bitcoin product looks like. Obviously to our audience, you guys do your own research. Our show, use it as a tool for your research, but
Yeah.
you're all adults, and I think the interview was great, and like I said, I'm excited to see what they're gonna produce for their Bitcoin product.
Yep. And guys, nothing on the show is financial advice. Traverse pumped a lot, so definitely they'll do your due diligence in everything that we talk about. And we appreciate you guys watching. If you cannot watch, you can definitely listen. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on all streaming platforms. Please hit the like button, please hit the sub, and we really appreciate you guys. And we'll be going go our spaces this Saturday. We have an amazing guest lineup. Kimmy is killing it. So tune in Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. We got a 3-hour space for you guys with just Bitcoin builders and all about building. So please check that out. And we're breaking records every single week. I think last week we had 2,300 people.
Yeah. Oh
It was
no,
crazy.
we had like 3,800.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, our Saturday morning spaces are filled with alpha. They're just, man, it's just builder after builder, right? So this Saturday's a little special. We're going to talk about some events that happened in the community, and the community came together. So this is a perfect video today to kind of segue into the security and being smart about it and stuff like that. But we'll get into that on Saturday. And just remember, we do have our membership group. You can always join that if you want to pick the brains of Shizzy and I. If not, no problem. You're always welcome to our Discord as well. Like I said, we're all family here, so we're good.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, to your point real quick, what a perfect time to have Traverse on, when everything's happening, with OMBs getting stolen and frogs getting taken, and then there's a solution that's, right around the corner. So I think this was a fun episode, and we'll see you guys. Peace.